Are you cold? Are you cold when you go outside? Well, I hope you've prepared yourself because it is going to get even colder at Minot. And maybe you're at a duty station where it's just as cold and you're dealing with a bunch of snow. There's a whole different set of considerations for those of you who are living in the snow. And if you don't know what you're doing, it can be dangerous. It can even be deadly. So if you want to be prepared for winter, this is the episode that you want to listen to. Why Not Podcast, winter safety. It can be so important. And I've got some individuals here to talk about winter safety because it's so cold at Minot. Let's introduce our cast of characters before we get too into the weeds. We'll start at the far end of the table with our airmen.
I am A1C Vincent Padilla. I am 5th Bomb Wing Public Affairs, and I'm cold.
Right now?
Yeah, it's 63 degrees, but I'm cold in spirit.
Tech Sergeant Robert Somerville. I'm with 5th Bomb Wing Occupational Safety, and I'm not cold.
Nice.
Master Sergeant Hillary Wallace. I'm 5th Bomb Wing Command Chief's Executive Assistant, and it's decent in here.
All right, so we've got the whole goal.
What does the thermostat say?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's good. My dad says it's fine. Don't touch it.
Yeah, I'm not paying for to like heat up the outside.
No.
All right, so let's get into this is like the topic du jour of Minot. Everybody, if you talk about Minot, how cold it's gonna be at Minot always comes up for even people who have never been here. So let's start off with how cold does it get? Does anybody know like a statistic?
Very cold. Colder
Yeah.
than Los Angeles. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Last year, I think the coldest I saw, which was my first and only winter here so far, got down to negative 65. Of course, we all understand this, but for the non-Minot folks, negative 60 usually means like negative 20, 30 with that wind chill. So you look at that number on your app, and you have to understand that it could potentially be much colder than that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty cool. Like we had one of our guys out process, and he left, and the weather here at the base gave him a certificate telling him the max and min temperatures while he was here, and it was 160-degree swing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty intense. I mean, and that's crazy to think that happens here in the States, but pretty cool.
Yeah. Gosh. How long has everybody been here at Minot?
2 years,
2 years?
2.5. Yeah.
1 year.
It's my 2-year mark. In
Yeah,
December.
so enough winters, and you've experienced a winter before, Airman Padilla, but the crazy thing about the Minot winter is that every time you experience it, you think like I've got it, like I've handled one,
Yeah.
and I already know what it's gonna throw at me. But that's not always the case because it can snow in April.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Southern California, and so obviously I wasn't too used to that. But I did go to college in a 7,000 foot, very snowy climate, Northern Arizona, and obviously very cold, tons of snow, way more snow than here. I mean, we'd get like 3 feet overnight, multiple days in a row, like ridiculous amount of snow. So I felt like I was kind of prepared. I had a car out there, but there's just some very unique like brutality of the winters here. I think it's just the conditions of some snow, and then it melts a little bit, and then it freezes, and then that process over and over again causes some very dangerous road conditions that I wasn't really, I mean, I was prepared for it. The safety unit does a great job of warning everybody, but I was still kind of thinking it'd be the same thing as driving in Northern Arizona. Like we got way more snow out there. Like I'll be fine. I was totally fine. I don't have any like horror stories of driving in the snow out there for some reason, just because they did such a great job of clearing the snow out. But these conditions out here are they make for ruthless driving conditions.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all know someone who it might be ourselves, but who's gotten stuck out in the snow. Like their car goes right off the road, which is always totally possible. I don't know of anyone who might have got stuck out in the snow recently. Do you mess around? Do you know anyone who might have recently? No,
I think someone got stuck.
No,
Who got stuck here?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna
I
flash
don't
it on
get stuck.
screen.
I pull people out. I don't get stuck.
Yeah.
I have gotten stuck. I have a photo saved to my favorites. Unfortunately, my phone is not in this room, but I have a photo of my little 2017 Ford Focus stuck in like 3 inches of snow. One thing I do forget about the driving in Arizona that I was doing is that I had a 4Runner and I have a Ford Focus now. So that I totally forgot to calculate that I have like a car made for like has
Mhm.
4-wheel drive. Um, yeah, and I was wondering when I got here, like, should I get a new car? Because the first couple months of winter, like, she was not doing good. She's getting stuck, just kept dying. I found out that it's really just like my battery that needed to be replaced, so that helped a lot. But
I didn't. It wasn't generating enough.
the battery was brand new, so I was like, it couldn't be the battery. It's just my entire car, like, not doing good. But then I was told that when you install a battery in a car, it kind of acclimates to the climate that it gets installed in. So you could install a certain battery in Southern California, and the battery that they put in out here was the same exact battery. It's just that it like got spoiled to Southern California climate or something. Because I was telling the mechanic, like, dude, I just got a battery like 8 months ago. It can't be the battery. And then he explained that to me. He's like, we're gonna not only are you gonna get another battery and you're gonna pay us to do it, but it's gonna be the same battery. And I'm telling you, it's gonna be fine because the fact that it like I don't know breaks itself in to the climate in your car here is the difference. Um, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's
But
interesting.
yeah, and all the problems I was having with it, totally, they're fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Mechanics get in the comments and explain how that works.
Yeah, what? They're like, that guy got ripped off.
It
Oh,
never fails when people are moving here for the first time. That's like one of the first purchases is a
Yeah.
new battery.
Yep. Even if you just got a new one. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, from my understanding, you got to get a new battery.
And tires. That's always.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Glad you
that's
brought that
that's
up.
a tough purchase. That is.
Yeah.
And I moved here from Keesler,
Hmm.
so I was sunny, nice, mild winters, right? And my truck tires were decent, right? I still had another year or two on them. Not here though.
No.
No, I just didn't feel right. So got new tires on it, but it's worth it. I mean, you feel that extra level of security, I guess, just knowing that it can help.
Are you rocking all weather tires or snow tires?
Oh, weather tires.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone get all our snow tires? I don't think there's enough snow here to like really justify.
There will be eventually, but like we just had our first snow in November, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's actually wild.
a
Barely.
decent amount of snow, and I remember people already like seeing them slide around and not doing well.
Yeah.
And I did all my car stuff weeks before that, so I knew that my cars were good, but I'm married to someone who's like ahead of the game. Otherwise, I would have been one of those people like spinning around.
Star Nation is ahead of the game.
Yeah. Wanted to ask because obviously there's like we're talking about cars and getting tires and batteries, but it can get pretty dangerous out there. Like we're talking -60, but if your car were to break down, like your battery is bad
Yep.
and you're stuck in the snow, does anyone have stuff in their car right now for an emergency like that?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I I mean, I think my first winter here, this last year was my second. My first winter, I was a little skeptical. I grew up in Western Pennsylvania, so we had snow, we had cold, but obviously not as cold as it is here. But I was probably overconfident, and I was it was my wife's car, and we were down in Fargo for my daughter's competition down there, and we were having issues starting the vehicle. I mean, we were in a parking lot, but then I kind of had a flashback, like, what did I prepare? Like, if we were stuck,
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of like between Bismarck and Jamestown, and uh, so I got myself prepared. So we have like little packs now with just like a little snow shovel, some of those hand warmers.
Yeah.
They last like 8 to 12 hours, and those things are awesome. You have to think of things that if you don't have power, that you can use as your car's dead, then you're. But
Yeah.
I did know if I leave my car or if I were to leave my car, I always tell my wife, like, don't leave. If you get stuck somewhere, just stay in it. It's easier for other people to see you than it is for them to see you just trying to walk down the road to
Right.
somewhere, and then you're really stranded. So, but yeah, I keep that stuff in my vehicle.
Yeah. It's really easy to forget that even the most simple car issue could be a life or death situation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Safety first.
I have a full kit before I even moved here. I like to be prepared. Um, and I have probably too much and a change of clothes, reflective belt, stuff like that. Um, I also realized really quickly with the battery situation that having one of those battery chargers that'll
Jump
fill up
start.
tight,
Yeah.
yeah, that was like
I got one of those.
clutch
Yep.
because
Mm.
my battery kept dying.
Yep.
Yeah, we were talking, Master Sergeant, earlier, and you said that because you came from an AFE background,
Mhm.
that you kind of have a certain mentality about being prepared. What was that?
So we're taught that you should dress for egress, which means you should be dressed in the like for the weather at all times. So I definitely have a lot of cold weather
Yeah.
here that comes in pretty handy here.
I have a confession to make.
What's that?
I have no winter safety stuff in my car, and I got jumper cables.
That's
And I don't know. I've moved twice since the last time it was cold. My stuff is all over the place. Like my garage is scattered around my apartment, storage, and it's just in the back of my mind. Especially like here we are, November, mid-November, and it's 63 degrees outside, which is unheard of
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
mine. And I keep like there was one week where it got pretty cold. There was a little frost on the windshield for like, I don't know, 3, 5 days. And I was like, man, I got to go get the stuff. And then it warmed back up. And I was like, oh, I guess it's not a problem anymore. If it's not immediately making me suffer, then I'll have to worry
That's
about
a
it.
lot. It's like, what do they talk about weather in the Midwest? Like the rules are made up and the points don't matter. Like it's truly like it will get warm at weird times, but I never trust anything weather-wise in Minot. I'm very skeptical that it's going to stay warm. So typical airman thing to say.
Scumbag airmen.
No.
No. You're
Just gotta be
the groans in the room. Oh, no. He's
no,
like,
but you should get it in there. You
Yeah.
should.
Yeah, no, I
you should
will.
get your stuff in your car.
I will. It does like freak me out sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta.
I think it's important though, like kind of on this subject, that you just let somebody know if you are traveling, especially if you're alone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we few and far between the cities right here. So if you do travel, even if it's a 4-hour trip, it's you maybe hit 2 cities. So the time between, you have to make sure you're prepared with fuel and all that stuff. So just keep people that aware that like where you're headed, that type of thing. I think it's important.
Mhm.
Well, let's shift gears for a second. Sorry, I hit myself. Let's talk about just being a person, going outside, and what considerations do I need in order to get outside and protect myself from this really extreme weather when I'm just, outside of my car and outside of my home. And the considerations might be different if you're on the flight line versus if you're working at this. So, what do I need to make it here at Minot?
From a PA perspective, you never know when you'll be assigned to go out on the flight line or anywhere outside for an extended period of time. So we have that huge parka, and I do keep that in my car for 2 reasons: one, for driving, and two, for when I have to wait for a jet to land that is just never landing. We get
Doing touch and goes.
the coldest.
Burn the fuel.
Yeah, the coldest I've ever been. It was on that flight line. I can't operate my camera with gloves, so I gotta make sure I get like 2 of those hand warmers in each pocket, because I just gotta like brace for the -20 wind chill on my little fingers, and then immediately put my hands back in my pocket. Bankston has ski goggles because sometimes the wind will be blasting us straight in the eyes, and we got to stand out there for a little while. So yeah, as like a PA, as like journalist, I might have to go and wait for something to happen outside for an extended period of time. We have to, like, it's in our professional interest to like make sure we don't die out there.
Yeah, for real though.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So occupational safety, I mean, we do have desk job time, but there's multiple times a year, every month, that we are going out doing inspections, whether it be spot inspections or annual safety inspections on units, and it can take me back. So I was in aircraft maintenance for 8 years before I retrained, and I tell you what, I feel for these guys out in the flight line. It is absolutely brutal, and I feel so weak when I walk 100 feet from my car to the building, and how cold I get, and then I just flash to kind of like the positions that they're in, and uh, yeah, you guys are. I don't know how you do it, but thankfully you
yeah.
do.
The pain in my bones that I feel
Yeah.
from how cold it gets, that's really scary to me, because I know, like, if I drop my keys and I'm like walking in my car, I'm like, oh no, it's
Yeah.
now it's lost in the snow and I'm like scrambling.
Yep.
That's not something I ever want.
Yeah.
I definitely say those wool beanies, have those cover your ears. Your ears get cold really easy.
Mhm.
And you can't touch metal
Don't
with
touch
your
metal.
hands
Nope. Just your
in the
tongue.
winter. Use gloves, find something.
Yeah, unless you want your skin to come off of your hand and stay on
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
metallic surface, don't do that.
Oh yeah, you look like Dumb and Dumber. You stuck your tongue, you know. Yeah, it's not fun. That's for sure. I definitely keep everything that's skin covered.
Mhm.
You'll be fine,
Yeah.
But goggles is a great idea, because before I moved here, I told my wife, I said we're going to Minot, and she's like bawling her eyes out, right? But it's really not
fine,
that
we're
bad. I
fine.
actually do love it here. I do. I think it gets better.
Does she?
She loves it. Yeah,
Mm.
she loves it. We actually just requested to stay 3 more years.
Really?
But yeah, we absolutely love it here. Um, you know, it is cold, right? So when you're dealing January, February is probably the worst of it, and it is tough. But you're kind of all in it together. Everybody feels it together. So, I mean, I guess there's a little bit of warmth in that, but
Yeah.
yeah,
In the metaphorical sense.
yeah,
Very
yeah,
warm.
yeah. No, but you brought up goggles, and I literally thought that if I would come up here in January, that I was afraid to open my eyes. 'Cause
Yeah.
I thought the liquid in my eyes would
freeze.
freeze, and I'd just be walking around stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Now, I did want to ask about activities unique to Minot. There's, because of the cold, what are some of the things that people end up doing? And one of the first things that I think of is
Curling.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I do nothing when it's cold. Most of the things I like to do don't involve ice. It depends on how cold it is. I haven't gone snowboarding out here, which is another thing about this climate. Like, there's not even good enough snow to really like attract a ski or snowboarding culture. Like, there are a couple lifts out here, but they completely rely on snow blowing. So I'm not like too excited to snowboard at curling. Like, what? I'm not gonna go and curl.
Oh,
Ice fishing is cool.
You got some stuff to tell us about?
Oh,
No, I don't know anything about curling,
Like,
to be honest with you. But I love the Minot Parks and Recreation. They have Mesa skating rink. So if you used to roller skate or used to play hockey, you can go and utilize their outdoor and indoor
nice.
skating rink.
Yeah. Ice fishing. That's something you hear about a lot. Wilson sounded like you had a great time.
yeah, we have a whole article about, getting outside the gate and going exploring the area. And it's just written by one of our airmen to talk about what his experience with ice fishing was. And it sounds like a real chill time.
Yeah.
You can
Especially
thank you.
very chill, especially considering he didn't catch any fish.
No, but someone caught fish and then they showed their fish to him.
Yeah. And then those are the fish that made it in the article.
Yeah, someone else's fish.
Yeah.
Stolen valor.
Stolen valor.
He talked about it. He was like,
Wilson-
I didn't catch anything. But you know what? I can't wait till next year when I do.
Yeah.
And that's his opinion, is that he wants to go and do it again. I
Yeah.
think there's
Good for
something
him.
that's like, maybe we all have Stockholm syndrome, but when we're all together and we're at Minot and we're enduring together, we develop these kind of really unique experiences, like ice fishing,
Yeah,
going out with your
absolutely, yeah.
buddies, and
Yeah.
there's just something really special about that.
Yeah. And these ice fishing little trips, these guided things, they're set up in a way to, be comfortable. He's inside of like some kind of shack, and it's like it's not heated, but it's warm enough to like, you know, protect yourself. Yeah, just pack a cooler. Like I think any real fisherman would admit that it's not about like catching fish. They just love being out there, you know?
Hmm.
So it's a way to just kind of be outside, even though the lake is frozen solid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw people drive trucks out onto the ice, and that
Yeah.
doesn't quite make sense to me.
No,
How do you
no.
know?
How do you know?
How do you know that?
That's crazy.
Like, who was the first one to discover that
Yeah,
you
I'm
could
like,
drive a
you
truck?
know, I'm gonna take my F-150 out there and see how it does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I did want to talk about safety in the sense of how are we taking care of people, because winter can be hard for people. So how are we making sure that everybody is being safe and making good choices? Do you have any tips for that during winter? Because it can be hard.
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of things you can do, but I think it doesn't just take you as an individual to kind of make sure those things happen. I think you need to make sure that people that are surrounding you, whether it be in your work center, family, friends, even if they're not even close, you know, they could be 1,200 miles away, right? They still need to have that contact. I think that's important. Try to make some time for yourself and make that time where you can look forward to something. I think is a big thing. You know, try to plan a concert, you know, so you know that in 2 months you're going to this concert with your friend or with your spouse or whatnot. Have something to look forward to, and I think it helps a lot. I think once you kind of get to where every day gets kind of mundane and it's cold, and you kind of get, I just want to hang out in my PJs all weekend and, you know, watch Netflix or whatnot. I think that's fine, but I think you could get into a bad rut to where things tend to go downhill sometimes.
Yeah.
You tend to be more closed off, and you shut all your blinds, and you know, and um, it's just never really a good path to start going down. So I would say make sure you have people that are checking on you, and that you're doing the same for them too. I think that's very important, and try to be optimistic. I mean, there's realities and things to say, yeah, this really sucks,
Yeah.
right? But you know, there's a lot of silver linings here. I think it's just a matter of really looking at them, really trying to find those.
I agree. Prioritizing, reaching out and letting people reach out to you because people do want that connection. Sometimes it can be difficult to reach out to somebody, but you got to be proactive about connecting with folks because
Yeah.
it can be easy to binge Netflix nowadays.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I have a restaurant job that I work on the weekends. Yes, I have a commander signature, and yeah, I have served the commanders, and it's crazy going into my first winter there. I always assumed that at the peak of winter it'd be a ghost town. -40 people are showing out more than any other time. It's like peak season.
Hmm.
People do not care here, and I mean that's just kind of the lifestyle you have to adopt if you live here. Like you can't just shutter your doors and keep yourself on lockdown for
Hmm.
what 5 months. But yeah, it like people do not care. They, if anything, it's more reason to go out and have a drink with your friends because it's, you know,
Hmm.
the options are still a bit limited. But yeah, people still, it's obvious in mine that people still kind of, they don't let the weather affect their, you know, community.
Yep, absolutely. I think I think there's a ton of things to do. Maybe not as much like many outdoor things as that, you know, during the summer here, but I mean, there's pop-ups that come up. There's a big Christmas thing that they're doing downtown, and me and my wife, a couple friends were going, and it fills up quick, and they go all over the nation, and there's a bunch of different ones that pop up, but it's all decked out with lights and special drinks, and you know that community that you can build. But uh, you know, there's little ice rinks, like outdoor ice rinks that people put up a stand, and they have like little rentals, or they have hot chocolate.
That's
It's just a
really
matter
fun.
of really, yeah, just asking around, saying like, what can I do this weekend? Don't just think of the only go-tos that you used to have during the summer because they won't be there. So, yeah, you just gotta be open to like ice fishing. That was never a thing where I grew up. It's never got thick enough to do that, but I'm open to doing it, So, and hunting season
Me,
for
he's
deer,
fishing.
yeah,
Anyway,
it just started.
not
So, yeah.
Now you're gonna get invited. Now we're gonna
Mhm.
we're gonna find a way.
I bet you they have like heaters in there or something. You can't just be out there. Cool.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
I want to put this out there because this is something that happens every winter. People going through their mentally rough time. Maybe you do decide to drink. If you are deciding to drink, please have a plan, and we have resources that can, like, the very first resource is call a friend, or have a DD before you even go out. But we have things like safe rides, and I'm really supportive of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that you think of whenever it comes to like wintertime and ways that stay safe?
Just put all your winter stuff in your car
Mm.
by before December comes around. That's what
Mhm.
I need to do.
Before the next snow, which is
Yeah.
inevitable.
Yeah. Yeah. Just be careful. Take care of yourself. And just know that it's probably going to be a lot colder than you think.
Yeah.
Give yourself time to travel. Give
Yeah.
yourself plenty of time before you need to leave to get your car warmed up,
Your driveway cleaned up.
driveway cleaned. Yep, it's gonna take a little bit longer to get to work in the morning, and that's okay.
If you got
Just-
kids, oh, yeah, that's a whole nother ballgame.
Oh,
right?
my gosh.
Yeah,
I
they
gotta pee.
run outside. I had my kids run outside before. So this is a horrific thought, but during winter, my son got outside the front door and the dog got out. And gosh, yeah, just make sure that you're being careful with your kids because they might slip the gap and try to get outside.
Yeah, just run away. Yeah, but no, with kids though and pets, the same thing with winter here. Your kids are pretty resilient, and they'll stay out because they're having fun, and you don't even realize it. But their cheeks are super bright pink or red, and we don't need to have kids have frostbite on their ears. And
No.
I remember being a kid and I was throwing snowballs with bare hands, and then I'd be like, "Oh man, my hands are cold." Now I ain't touching that stuff with
No.
my bare hands, right?
No.
But I mean, yeah, sometimes we need to pay attention to that. I mean, we're talking in the cold. I mean, you're talking 10, 15 minutes max, and then we got to go get warm.
That's right.
Same thing with your pets too.
Mhm.
Just because they're furry and look warm doesn't mean
Yeah.
they are.
Those poor feet. Well, I think we can close this up before we get too far into it, but I want to say thank you to everybody because talking about winter safety in Minot, very important. We got to have it. We're going to have another safety briefing inevitably. So if you didn't listen to this one, you're going to get another one here real soon.
Well, I appreciate you having us. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, sir.